Hey guys, a short video about my two builds that I'm doing. Both are crit builds. One is self-cast Discharge and other is Doryani's Fist crit build. And this is going to be just build in progress. I may or may not finish these builds because, well, it depends how they turn out in the maps. I'm going to start with Discharge build. Skill effects that you are seeing are from microtransactions. Both Fireball and Discharge MTX looks very cool. And this is the only reason why I'm using Fireball. But I must say, leveling was just so horrible. And it still feels kind of terrible. My fireballs are only 4 linked. And Discharge is 5 linked but not with all the proper support gems. Non-crit and non-self-cast Discharge would be probably way better. You could use Romira's Banquet Ring, which is level 60, and generate power charges with non-crit hits, and you could sort of sustain it against single target. But doing self-cast and crit build is, I don't know, it just feels strange. Before 3.0, you could use Discharge even on single target by using heavy ignites. But now ignites are sort of terrible, and for that reason I'm not building from endurance charges. I am mostly building from frenzy charges. But because I am trickster, I can generate power and frenzy charges with kills. And endurance charges comes from Vol's Devotion, which is rather expensive, especially for newer players. It costs over 2 Exiles, at least now in Harbinger softcore. It may become cheaper in other leagues in the future. Oh, one very good thing about this build that I really like, well, maybe I'll start talking about items. Eclipse Solaris Vans is amazing for Discharge build, especially on a Trickster, because Trickster has pretty good evasion, and for Discharge enemies are almost always nearby you, so they are always blinded, and blinded enemies have very low accuracy. So combine it with evasion and it does feel very safe. I am thinking I should replace the second Solaris Wand and use some shield with high critical chance. Vol's Devotion, of course, it reduces charges duration, but later on I will be using the Restless Ward Armor. It will give me movement speed per frenzy charge, which I will have many, increase all charge duration by 100%, and after using Discharge I will gain endurance charge because of Vol's Devotion, and I will regenerate 25 life per endurance charge. And it is evasion energy shield based, which is great because at the end I will have over 4000 life and over 2,700 energy shield. Over 50,000 evasion and enemies will be blinded, so basically most attacks will miss me. Also, through some items I will have some spell dodge, but I will not be taking phase acrobatics, most likely. I will see how it goes in the end. Currently I am using 5 link Belly of the Beast, but it is not really for this build. It's just I didn't have any other better 5 link armor. And like I said, at level 71 I will be using the Restless Ward armor. Oh, and actually I may not even need 5 link armor. Well, I may need it for single target DPS. But I'm thinking to use Discharge in 4 linked essence crafted gloves with plus 3.5 base crit chance. And according to Path of Building, that is basically nearly the same DPS as having 5 linked and using crit chance gem. And I don't really need 6 linked because I can still reach over 400,000 average damage. That is with all charges, Azir's Promise Flask, Belt of the Deceiver, and against shocked standard bosses. And I can shock them with Lightning Trap. But here's the problem. In 3.0 bosses have way more life than before. So let's say I can nuke the boss with 500,000 damage. And then what? I have no charges. Well, maybe endurance charges. But the boss still has like more than half life. So this is my current roadblock for self-cast Discharge. I am not sure what to do about that. I can generate power charges using Orb of Storms with increased critical and power charge on critical strike. And I don't want to use Warm Flask. I guess I could use the Adrest Elixir to give me one of each charge on use, but that is still not enough to have max charges. So I guess I will have to use some other skill for single target. Probably not Fireball. I was using Fireball since the start and the leveling was just horrible. Fireball damage is just terrible. Of course, for now it is on 4 link. But against bosses I swap my lesser multiple projectiles for added cold damage. And yeah, I know that's not the best sockets. I may be using either Frost Bolts or Freezing Pulse. Oh, I could use Ice Spears. They would do some damage and generate power charges. Yeah, that would probably be better than using Orb of Storms with power charge on critical. But still, for a single target I guess I could use also Glacial Cascade. Yeah, I guess that would work because I am scaling AoE. My passive skill tree is nothing special. Trickster, Swift Killer because +1 Frenzy and power charges, and on kill I generate power charges and frenzy charges. Oh, and I also took overcharge for easier charge generation. But then again, against single target without any enemies, I don't really get all those charges. And then I just took life, crit, frenzy, power charges, jewel sockets, some mana nodes. By the way, mana may be a bit problem, but we will see. For now I'm still only using grace and clarity, which is enough, but later on I will be using discipline, without clarity, so I don't know how I will manage my mana. Right, let's move to the next build. Doryani's Fist. These gloves grant Doryani's touch skill, which are supported by linked support gems. They probably don't need to be linked, but it was kind of hard to color it because it is pure strength gloves. And Rigwald's Curse amulet was also kind of expensive thanks to metal. And Rigwald's Curse makes your unarmed have critical strike chance. And because I don't need 5 link or 6 link armor, I am using Calm's Heart. And a shield that makes you always hit. And no matter how much attack speed you have, this build will still feel slow. Because the base attack speed for Doryani's touch is very slow. And this build actually feels pretty good. Often you can even one-shot rares. And I still need to get a lot of crit nodes. And upgrade my rings. For more damage I am using Wrath Aura and Herald of Thunder. By the way, Herald of Thunder also generates me power charges. Because I am Scion, Inquisitor Assassin. And Assassin nodes gives me 20% chance to gain power charge on hit against enemies that are on full life. And Herald of Thunder keeps striking enemies that I am approaching. So it always generates me power charges. By the way, first I took Inquisitor. Because there is no reason to go crit so early on. Because Doryani's Fist is level 63. And for leveling I was using pretty usual Facebreaker build. As for my passive skill tree, once I get Uber Lab, I will most likely refund these points from Scion and connect my starting path either from Shadow or Templar. And the rest is just life and crit and some attack speed. And AoE of course. Oh, actually I am using cast and damage taken with Immortal Call and Warlord's Mark, so I do have some leech. So most likely in the future I will change my jewels to have more crit stuff. I'm still not sure about my endgame setup. Ruthless support gem would give me more damage over critical damage support gem. But Ruthless for such a slow attacking skill is sort of strange to use. But we will see. And that's pretty much all about these builds for now. I'm not sure when I'm gonna finish these builds, if I'm gonna finish these builds at all. Because I am planning some funky Spectres build. I never really played Spectres, but I don't want to play overpowered Spectres. And I know most people will be using Vickermans. Because simply they are just so goddamn strong. But that's not fun for me. But I still have not planned it yet. I just have an idea, but I don't want to reveal it yet. Because I just don't know if it's going to work. So yeah, I guess that's all. If you haven't subscribed yet, do so because you don't want to miss my future builds. Thank you for watching and see you soon.